Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today I will be looking at Red XIII's new limited banner. Should you pull? Should you not pull? We're going to take a look at his kit. We're going to go look at the weapons that I have for him. We're going to see where this could stand out. Now, I'm going to preface this, guys, as I normally do. This is a tricky banner, alright, because this is a very, very good weapon for Red XIII's kit. The thing is, I don't have Red XIII's ultimate weapon. I don't know how important it necessarily is for Red XIII to have his ultimate weapon. And this is the problem with ultimate weapons in this game, is that when players miss them, and that is an inevitability for almost all players in the game, right? At some point, some of us are going to miss ultimate weapons. I've missed multiple at this point, right? So at that point, you kind of have to ask yourself the question, is this character's kit worth it even if I don't have their ultimate weapon? And that is the question that I will be asking myself here today. So we're going to take a look at this weapon, we're going to take a look at the costume, then I'm going to go over and check out my own Red XIII. We're going to take a look at what I have, and if I feel this might be worth it right before the anniversary, you definitely don't want something, I think, in my opinion, where you're being we're being pushed to pull for OB6 or higher right here before the anniversary. So it's going to be hard to say. So let's get into it. First, I want to see the animation. I saw this in my patch updates video. Doesn't really make sense to me. It looks like a water buff, but we're going to let it go for now. Let's try on the costume. Now, the pirate costume pretty much all the more makes up for it. Honestly, I love the jacket, the hat. He's got a freaking eye patch going on. He's got the white cuffs. He even looks like he's got like the furry chest right here. He's got everything going on right there. I love the earrings, even though I think he normally has those. The things that don't really make sense are the daggers right here. He's got these daggers on his hip. It's like, what is he going to do? Reach in with his paw and throw them? Like, he could bite them with his teeth and kind of flick them. But I guess they're there for just like aesthetic support. I don't think it's like the best pirate costume ever. It's pretty good. I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I love pirates. I love Red XIII, but something about it seems to feel a tiny bit off, a tiny bit cartoony. But yeah, other than that, I do like it. Now, as for the costume itself, it does come with Reprieve, which is fantastic. Red XIII's first Reprieve costume. And we have Sailor's Vision. All right, so we have physical magic defense plus 20%, super solid. It also gives, when granting magic attack up, max potency tier plus 1. So let's say everyone in the team gets a magic attack high tier buff, right? And then he casts this, he will take them all up to plus 4 instead of plus 3, which is fantastic. It's very, very strong. So honestly, very good. I wish this had one more aspect to the costume, just to make it a little more well-rounded. I wish it had a buff duration extension on it, or an HP, or a healing potency. Even 10% would have been absolutely fantastic, just to kind of make the costume more well-rounded, because you want him to be, giving this magic attack up tier, but you don't want him to be losing other things that he needs in his kit normally that he would get from other costumes. So all in all, the costume is very good. I just think it's going to make it so you have to cover other things in your sub-weapons, etc., to kind of make up for stuff that would normally be covered in a costume. Buff duration, healing, etc., maybe HP. Alright, now let's go look at the weapon itself. Alright, so we're going to take a look. OB1, OB6, OB10. Alright, so magic attack 336. The magic heal is 50% of healing potency, so super good. Magic attack is low to low. Here we go with the damn low to low again. Alright, so really trying to get everyone to push for OB6 at this point. When HP is 70% or more, lightning damage is increased, also low to low. Thank you very much. And when HP is 50% or less, he gives a plus 1 ATB gauge to all allies excluding himself. So very similar to a BAHAMUT rod. Now, this is not the first lightning AoE buffing weapon in the game. Aerith's last swimsuit rebirth banner came with one, although that one is more physically focused. I believe it raises lightning buff damage, but also physical attack at the same time. So now we're getting the opposite end of it with the magic attack buffing lightning damage buff kind of weapon right here, which is definitely good to have, but these opening stats make it not very desirable to pull on, especially if you're just trying to get the costume and the weapon, because this is going to be a weapon that you're really going to want at OB6, I think, or even higher, right? Because this is very, very good. It also comes with boost magic attack all allies. buff debuff extension as well, so very good slots, kind of making up for that buff debuff kind of missing in the costume itself. And then the support abilities are S tier. We had a magic attack boost, a single target heal boost, and an all Asuna right here. So this is the second all Asuna we've had drop in the game other than Bahamut's or Aerith's Bahamut Rod. All right, now let's take a look at this at OB6. All right, so OB6, 530 magic attack. It's going to do 54% of healing all allies, and the magic attack is going to go from mid to high, lightning potency mid to high, and the HP condition for the ATB gauge is going to go from 50% to 70%, right? Now, we know that at OB10, the weapon is also mid to high on the magic attack and mid to high on the lightning damage, right? So actually I would say that OB6 is the sweet spot on this weapon. I'm not sure if I can fully recommend pulling for this weapon at OB1 though, however, with this magic attack. It'll go to mid because of his costume, but you know, this is like what is the niche part of this weapon. This is why people are kind of leaning towards it, and I just don't think that it's pulling enough of its weight at OB1. So my recommendation, guys, is if you want to pull, don't go unless you're going for OB6. So that's really going to probably depend on how many Red 13 weapon parts everyone has. All right, so going back to OB6, all right, we're going to get boost magic attack all allies 40 over 30 right here, which is pretty solid. Now let's look at the weapon at OB10, all right? So the magic attack goes to 578, healing potency 54 to 59%. All right, the magic attack increase, lightning damage increase, all allies does not change, mid to high. The duration goes from 20 to 25 seconds. The extension does not change, and the ATB condition goes from 70% or less HP to 90% or less HP, which is very, 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 very powerful, guys. Like the Bahamut Rod at OB10 on this condition is basically just feeding ATB. Now, my main gripe with this weapon, guys, is that you basically need to double cast this weapon in order to get these max tier stats, right? Now, ideally, right, you have a character like Tifa who gets the magic attack buff right off the bat. Red 13 will take it to high. I'm guessing that Cloud's ultimate weapon is also going to give him like triple tier physical magic attack boost. I think that's just something coming that's going to be easier in the future for us to achieve, is like the triple tier physical magic attack boost. And then he's going to be able to raise that to another level, right? And then we have the lightning damage buff. The problem with this one is that, like, he's probably going to be the only person in the team that can raise the lightning damage. He's going to raise it to mid. The duration's 20 seconds, and he has to cast this again for it to go to high. This makes no sense to me. The fact that the lightning damage buff is mid to high literally makes no sense. You're never going to be double casting this. So you're really never going to get the full buff on this weapon, because probably by the time you cast your heal again, the duration is going to have lapsed, right? So that is like my one gripe with this weapon. Like, I feel like this weapon could have truly been 10 out of 10. They could have even left the magic attack mid to high right here and just made the lightning potency high to high, and I think that would have been great overall. It's unfortunate that it turns out like this, but I still think that this overall is a very, very good set for Red 13. All right, now let's go and actually take a look at what we got. So we'll go to party, we'll go to co-op, we'll go to Red 13. All right, where is he? All right, he's right here. All right, so let's see what I got. I don't have all the costumes, so I can't really give you guys a full like rundown, but I do have a good amount, right? So we have like the rubber harness, boost heal, physical defense. We have the pilot's jacket, boost heal, buff debuff extension plus right here, so super good costume. We have the seaside aloha, HP physical attack, not really good at all. We have the hellhound, HP and flame frost fangs with the fire ice resist and fire ice ability damage, so pretty niche costume, but also good. And then there's the new great saber cat, which is HP over lightning ability damage and magic defense. So the new the new costume with the magic attack tier up, the reprieve, the physical magic defense is a nice welcome addition to his kit costume wise, I would say. Now if we take a look at his weapons, guys, I have a good amount of them. We can just basically go through his kit. So Red 13 has magic defense break to all allies. I believe he also has this on the wind weapon. Where is that? Right here. It's right here. Canyon Gale. All right, so this breaks magic defense AoE. Right here, magic defense is increased. All right, there you go. All right, so he has magic defense break, he has magic attack break, he has multiple imperils, he has lightning imperil, he has fire imperil, he has ice imperil, he has wind imperil, he has water imperil, I believe. If we look at the silver collar, where is it? Here we go. All right, so wind and water right here, and then the ivy collar is going to be fire and ice, plus he has access to lightning. So he has 5 imperils. He can break magic defense. He can break magic attack. All right, he can raise magic defense with the pilot's collar and heal with it as well. I think the only thing he can't raise is physical defense at this point. I don't know if he can break physical attack. Let's keep going through these. I don't think that he can. Let's see here. We're not going to look at the event weapons. All right, here's the magic attack break weapon. He's got multiple weapons now that can raise AoE elemental potency. So he can raise wind, high, and lightning now, which is pretty insane. He's got good single target heals, regeneration. So like honestly, Red 13's kit is pretty stacked. The question is he still going to hold up without his ultimate weapon, which I don't have? His current ultimate weapon is decent for healing. All right, so it does give a 27% healing potency to all allies, plus a regen is applied that lasts 12 seconds right here, but it only has 1 use. It gives healing and physical defense. I wish this was buff debuff extension right here instead of the physical defense. So, you know, a decent ultimate weapon, but in comparison to the next gen ultimate weapons, it just doesn't really hold up. However, I do think that if you can get this new weapon to OB6 for Red 13, you can pick up a costume and still be in decent shape for the anniversary. So like at a minimum 70k or even 60k, I would say. Like if you can pull this weapon to OB6 and still not go under 60k, I think it's pretty much safe. Also, you need to check how many actual weapon parts that we have for these, right? So if I go here, how many weapon parts do I actually have for Red 13? All right, I have 498, so that'd be something to consider, right? So even if I pulled the weapon, I would have to get to at least OB3, right, or OB4, because that would put me almost within reach of OB6. So, you know, maybe it's something that you pull to the costume and slowly build over time. You get it to OB3, OB4 now, and then you slow build over time. I feel like that could be worth it if you are committed to building the weapon over time. But if you're not, guys, if you are going to fall under 60,000 crystals, and especially if you don't have Red 13's ultimate weapon, I think it's probably a pretty chill skip for most people. However, everyone that does have Red 13's ultimate weapon, everyone that's been super psyched and waiting for the new limited banner costume for Red 13, it's going to be an amazing weapon added to your account. It's going to make your account stronger for sure. It's going to make content funner because it's super fun to play Red 13. The only question is, are you going to be set up for the anniversary afterwards? And that's really just my main take on this, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm curious what you guys are doing. If you are pulling, I wish you guys the best of luck out there. If you're staying strong, I give you guys more strength to hold off until the anniversary. For me, I'm going to wait. I might go for it. I'm going to think about this. I'm going to think it over, guys, and then, kind of see what I'm going to do, because if I can pull for something from this month, it's going to be either, to the stamp card, to the first costume, and done. So either like Cloud, I'm super tempted for, Zack, I'm super tempted for, Red, I'm super tempted for, and then the other half of me is like, man, just skip everything, wait for the anniversary, and just go ham at the anniversary, right? So, we got around 60,000 crystals for the 1.5 year anniversary. If we get another 60,000 crystals, I would be at like close to 200k crystals, which is insane. So I guess we'll just have to see. So that being said, guys, that's going to conclude this video. Like I've said in the other video, if you are last minute looking for a guild, trying to get those rewards from the Guild War, join our Discord. There's a link in the description of this video, and we will get you guys sorted. We do have a few different guilds recruiting. More information in the description and the pinned comment. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.